What's up, YouTube? Hyena 6 with another episode for you. Before we get started, I'd just like to remind you that we are selling our cards on eBay, Hyena 6, all lowercase. Follow us on the gram at Hyena_6 and check our cards out on my card post, Hyena 6. We could deal on there and avoid some eBay fees. While you're at it, if you could just click like, subscribe, comment down below, share with a friend. That helps us out the most. What we wanted to do today was share our pre-grades before we actually send a submission out to SGC, so you guys could see Megatron's thoughts, what she thinks they'll grade, and where the discrepancies that she's finding, and the things that she's dinging them on herself and focusing on to try to get us to we're only trying to send cards out to come back at 9.5, well, better than 9, but we're really shooting for 9.5 and 10. Unless it's a PC, then we accept that and we just enjoy the card for what it is. So, you ready, Megatron?
I hope so.
All right.
Fingers crossed.
First one we're going to look at is we're going to send off this Stroud. It's Absolute. I believe it's a 2023 Absolute CJ Stroud rookie card. And let's go ahead and let's start with what you put it at a pre-grade.
I put 9.5, but I probably could get a 10. Right. There's like a funny little spot on the right upper corner, but it's where it kind of looks like the foil is loose around it, so it could be more of a cut thing. Again, when I'm looking at it, I'm looking at it under a light. I'm moving it around, seeing if I see any damage or some funny business. So again, that top right corner, there's like I don't know, it's just an oddity. Otherwise, to me, it looks pretty well centered. And by doing all of this, I feel pretty comfortable now trusting my eyeballs instead of always measuring and trying to determine how far off it is. I feel like I can pretty much trust my eyes when it comes to centering. I
think you're doing a good job. I just see a card and go, pretty, and you actually look at the card and go, no, that card is off center, and I just go, but it's so pretty. But you are the eagle eye. So.
Yeah, well, I think sometimes I'm too detailed, right?
That's okay. It keeps us honest, keeps us safe. All right, next card. We've got a Spencer Torkelson, purple shimmer, tops chrome. It's numbered out of 299, and let's go with what you think this is going to grade.
I think that one's going to get a 10. I couldn't find anything.
Shot has been called 10.
Yeah, to me, it looks really well centered front and back. I couldn't find any surface issues. I think that one's spot on 10.
Megatron's calling the shot with the torque card. All right. Next, we're looking at the Alien J-Dom Bowman Chrome. This is the Arizona Fall League card for the hot young rookie out there in Yankee land. And what do you think this is going for?
I'm calling this one a 10 as well.
Shot called.
And I do know that the centering on the front is slightly off. I can't tell just because the bottom edging and the left edging is not the same, so I don't know if it's pulled left or if it's high, so it could be either, but I do know that the gray outer border is not the same on top and bottom, or side and bottom.
So do you then try to go by where one of the emblems is?
I do look at that.
Left to right, top to bottom, where that Bowman might be centered?
I do look at that as well. Sometimes they will still center out, and sometimes they don't. So again, it's kind of questionable. And sometimes too, maybe it's meant to be that way. But on the back, to me, that looks
9.5.
Great. Thanks, Dawn.
All right. Next one, we're going with the ever liquid Ellie de la Cruz. You're great on this one.
I'm giving that one a 10 as well.
Ooh, 3 shots in a row called.
Yes, I think the front looks pretty well centered, and with these 2024s, I find that they're a little deceiving with the eyeballs when you first look at them because the lines kind of overlap. But I think that looks pretty centered when I when I look at it.
I think it's a good card. So comment down below. Do you think these 3 cards that we've just shown you here, the 3 cards shots called, do you guys think that these are 10s, SGC 10s? So
and I
like
will
to hear what you have to say.
Sorry, hun. On that De La Cruz, I will say on the back it is slightly OC high. You can see the.
I would say that, yeah, between the name and the top.
Go hold it the other way.
Oh, this way.
Yep, that way.
Okay, gotcha.
So from here border to that border is off. So, but I don't think enough to ding it.
All right. Next one, we're bringing in last year's AL Rookie of the Year Gunner. Bowman Sterling, rookie card here. Looks fairly good. What's your overall grade on this one?
That one, I said 9.5 or higher, so it's 9.5 or a 10. And there's a few print lines on the front, a couple. They're very hard to see, but again, I could see them holding it in the light the right way, so I don't think we're going to get dinged on that one. On the back top edge, there's a little bit of a groove. However, when you see the card from the front and back, you can't really see it.
So you're talking like
in the middle,
groove, like that comes together. Maybe maybe right here you can kind of see from the top. But yeah, from the straight on back,
you
straight
can't
on
see
front,
it.
you don't see it.
And it's very hard to see. So again, I don't think we're gonna get hit on that. Right edge dents. There's a couple on the back. It was kind of on the edge, and it's hard to see it through those, but again, very, very slight. So again, it could not be counted against it and could get a 10.
All right. Next, we're going with Rod Woodson, rookie card. Oh, excuse me, Charles Woodson, rookie card, Top Stadium.
Yes.
And your overall grade on this one?
I'm calling that one a 9. I'm hoping for a 9. These older ones, it's so hard because it's just, we agree that it seems they will hit them harder. There's a little, let's see, front left upper corner, there's a white mark.
Oh, this guy here?
I don't know if that's it or if it's actually the corner.
It's probably you're probably talking about a small dot of white on the corner. Okay.
On the back now, there's on that same corner, opposite side, so it's the right upper. There's also a little bit of a white on that.
Small dot. Okay.
And then the left edge is a little rough. So.
All right, maybe down here. Okay. So you call it a 9 on that one?
Yeah, I'm calling it a 9, hoping for better.
All right. We've got another Charles Woodson rookie.
This one looked really nice. The front, man, that I couldn't find any imperfections on the front. I'm calling this a 9.5 or a 10. It depends on the back. There is a dot above the card number. It's a little tiny dot. Again, I'm really looking hard, and there's a couple print lines on the back close to the face mask, and one below almost chest level.
Yeah, I really hope these Woodson rookies grade out well. Super talented player. Remember when he came to the league, he kind of made defense cool again. He was a guy that was bringing defense back. So I think he carries a lot of value if these grade well. All right, hang on. Let me get past. We've got a few for some friends that we're going now. It should be Kyle Busch, right? Kyle Busch.
Yep, Kyle Busch, yes.
All right, so this is a PC card. Kyle Busch, my favorite NASCAR driver, America. Fun fact about NASCAR, it's probably only true American-born, pure American-born sport. Now, people say basketball and baseball, but those have links to other countries. NASCAR is linked straight to moonshine running. So back in the South, when the moonshiners would soup up their stock cars, they'd buy it stock, souped it up to run from the cops. And NASCAR was born of that, running from the cops with shine in your car. America. Anyway,
America.
What do you say? This is a thicker card, so we know these are always trouble. What's your call on the grade on this one?
Well, we didn't write notes on this. Don just wanted me to do a quick look and guess. I'm saying 8.5, maybe 9. There are some issues with the card. The front, there's a scratch on his uniform. And it is a long scratch, but again, you can't see it when you're just looking at the card. You have to shine the light just right. So it's not something that's detectable when you're looking at it straight on. And that was the only thing pretty much on the front. On the back, there was just some, I mean, obviously it looks like it was sitting somewhere and it was kind of scooted, like, so there's a few brush marks.
Gotcha. Some drag. Like
Yes.
Kyle's he wrecked. He crashed in turn 4 and he was dragged into the infield.
The card shows what he does.
So Kyle Busch patch on card auto. It's not a sticker. Out of 99 for one of the winningest drivers in NASCAR history. He's known as a rowdy one. He's not a fan favorite. He's not a favorite of all the goody two shoe guys, but the guys that like someone that can drive the heck out of a car like me. Kyle Busch is the guy. He's a man. All right, another PC car coming in. Wow, the first GOAT, Joe Montana. And what's your overall grade on?
I said
Joe?
9
Cool.
or better. So I said 9 or better. It could get better. It just depends. This is, again, I learn a lot on some of these. So this one on the front, down on the right-hand side, there were like little bubbles.
Yeah, I've noticed that on a lot of these ultra-modern chrome ones that I think they're manufactured with those bubbles. Like it's part of the process. It's an unfortunate part of the process, I think.
So I don't know if that would be counted again. So again, it's kind of a learning thing to see whether or not we get dinged for that. The back had slightly OC right, and I'm looking at that by... If you look at
here, you can see it,
there's a couple different things that I've looked at. I mean, I looked in multiple spots, and it does look like it's pulled to the right. Like even these box here,
yeah, a little hair to the right.
Yeah, to me it is slightly off, and the same thing was on the front too, a slightly OC. I don't think it's more than that 40-60. I don't think that it will be counted against us, but you just never know. So between the print bubbles. And and there was a lower corner, looks like a bad cut. That's right. On that left lower corner.
On the front?
Yes, it's almost like the metallic isn't stuck to the corner right, and it's almost shadowy. Again, when I put it in the light, I can see it, but maybe looking at regular light, you may not. So it may not get dinged.
So this is definitely a forever card, PC card. Joe Montana, I was firmly in the camp that Joe Montana was the GOAT until Brady won his 5th or 6th Super Bowl. Interesting thing about Joe Montana, though, is he never needed a kicker to win Super Bowls. Just saying. Played in a different era. Fun story about Joe Montana. Their second Super Bowl against the Bengals. Going in the fourth quarter, they were down by a few. And Joe was about to lead the team down on a game-winning drive. He ends up throwing a touchdown to John Taylor. Anyway, comes into the huddle. I believe Randy Cross tells the story. He comes into the huddle. Everyone's nervous, but in comes Joe Cool, the original Joe Cool, not Joe Burrow. This was Joe Cool. Comes into the huddle. Comes in and goes, "Hey guys, look over there. Isn't that John Candy?" And sure enough, John Candy is sitting in one of the first few rows of the stands. Everyone kind of looks and laughs. And Joe goes, "All right, let's go." Takes the team down and wins another Super Bowl. The original Joe Cool, Joe Montana. All right, then we're doing some experimenting cards. Checking out what we're huge Marvel fans. We've bought up some older Marvel cards in a collection, and we're going to send some in and see what Megatron can learn from them.
Yes. So let's see. This one's a Thor. I give it a 9.5.
9.5 for the Thor.
So a lot of with these ones is that the corners are not bent, but they just have those white dots, where they're just furry. And but again, I don't see an actual wrinkle or anything like that. And some of the edges are rough. So it's the cutting, right?
Right. The cards with color all the way to the borders are just hard to keep them not getting a white dot on the corners. So I guess that's fair by the grading companies. If you want to make it like, especially a little bit older card, if you find them without the white dots, I mean it's awesome. That could be I think that's a reasonable line of demarcation between something good and something really good. Is if there's no dots, that's a really well taken care of card. But You said what on this? 9.5?
I said 9.5.
9.5 on the Thor here. This is Impel, Marvel Impel cards, 1992.
2, yes.
All right. So one more of the Impels we've got. We're going with.
We have 2 more.
Yeah, 2 more.
Okay.
So the next one is probably going to end up being a PC card for Megatron's love of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians.
So here they are, Guardians of the Galaxy. And what'd you grade this one?
I also said 9.5.
Alrighty.
Let's see. Back, left, and right side cuts are rough. So you see, I can definitely see it.
Yeah, you can see it here. You can see some of that white edging from the cut.
And it just seems like whatever they used to cut it, it was dull on the back side. Like it wasn't completely cut. Like the front, I don't see it. It's just on the back. So it's kind of like that push through.
Maybe that's because of it's being cut from top to bottom.
To bottom. That's what I assume.
It's not clean all the way through.
So again, just gonna test and see how that turns out. I love Guardians, so yeah.
Put that at a 9.5, you said?
I said 9.5.
9.5, all right. And the last card we'll be sending in, and our last Marvel Impel card, Ghost Rider and Blaze.
So I gave this one also a 9.5.
All right.
The front right edge has very light scratches, very light. Again, I have to look with a light to find them. Back lower right corner has a white dot.
You're picky.
I am. I'm telling you, and that's why I feel like we're getting more 10s out of the batches when we send them in now too.
We're sending in the right ones. I agree.
So it's all a matter of, I think it's like, if you get the good grader one that's not going to be as picky as me.
Right. Well, it's better, I think, to be safe and sorry on our end. All right. So that we just wanted to give you guys a rundown of how Megatron is looking at cards versus how I look at them, and the kind of stuff that we're sending in for our next submission. So we'll get these off shortly, and hopefully within under a month, we'll be doing another SGC reveal of these cards. So remember, if you're interested in expanding your collection with us, I think we're very reasonably priced, collector-friendly card sellers. So check us out on eBay, Hyena 6, all lowercase. Follow us on the gram, Hyena_6. Check us out on my card post, Hyena 6, for some eBay fee-free deals. Should be like a icon down in this corner where you can click on to subscribe. So subscribe, follow, leave a comment down below so we can chat, and tell a friend. Appreciate all of you that watched and continue to support us in our hobby. That's all we've got. God bless. Hyena 6 out.